I went camping alone for the silence. No phone, no emails, no people, just me and the woods. The first day was peaceful. I set up my tent near a clearing, built a fire, and watched the sun sink behind the trees. The only sounds were the chirping of crickets and the occasional rustling of leaves. Then, sometime after midnight, I woke up. A single footstep. I lay still, holding my breath. The fire had burned down to embers, casting faint, flickering light. My mind raced. Was it a deer? A coyote? Footsteps were closer this time. I grabbed my flashlight and slowly unzipped the tent, peering out. I swept the beam over the trees. Nothing, just empty woods. I told myself it was my imagination, zipped up the tent and tried to sleep, but my nerves wouldn't let me. Then I heard it again, soft breathing, right outside my tent. My mouth went dry, my fingers clenched around my flashlight. Slowly, I unzipped the tent just enough to peek out. My fire was completely dead. The woods were too dark, too quiet. Then I saw them. Footprints, fresh ones, leading from the trees straight to my tent. But there were no footprints leading away. Something had walked up to my tent and never left. I didn't move. I barely breathed. My mind screamed at me to run, but my body wouldn't listen. Minutes passed, maybe hours. I didn't hear anything, but I could feel it. Something was still out there, watching, waiting. Finally, I snapped. I grabbed my bag and bolted. I didn't even pack. I just ran from my car, yanked the door open, and locked it behind me. My hands trembled as I started the engine, my headlights cutting through the blackness. The forest was empty, or at least, it looked empty. I sped all the way home, trying to convince myself I was being paranoid. By the time I pulled into my driveway, the sun was rising. I showered, made coffee, and sat down, exhausted but relieved. Then I noticed the muddy footprints in my hallway, leading from my bedroom. And just like in the woods, there were no footprints leading back.